Shout out to the chat. Shout out to these YouTube streets. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. This is your home girl. Uh, Bubbles. 914 Westchester County, New York, coming to you live, doing another video. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Habari za asubuhi. Karibu nyumbani kiwango. Twenzetu. Kuja na mimi kula chakula. Miji baridi. Kuvuta kiti. Kaa chini. Kumpumzika. Unakaribishwa. Marafiki yangu. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yo, yo, yo. This is your home girl. Arabia. Barbosa. Hey, I see that some people are celebrating Kwanzaa. I see that some people celebrate Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. Me personally, and I love the concept of Kwanzaa. I love that it uses Swahili phrases. Some people should, be very, into what I be saying when I be speaking the Swahili. I really gotta learn some new words for you guys. I really need to learn some new words so we can all speak the Swahili together. So I use some Swahili phrases, then I use Spanish, then I use English. Shout out to the chat. Like, the things that's going on these YouTubes, the only thing I can say about it is, Nini Kuzimu Kila Wakati. And some people need to step. When they come into the garden, they need to tiptoe. They need to tiptoe through the tulips. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yes, 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 yes. This is your home girl. The BT1000, a.k.a. the Jeeper Creeper on this shit, a.k.a. Lucy the Vampire, a.k.a. the German Shepherd in the goddamn room. And you know what, guys? I think I left my other pack of cigars in the room, in the living room. I thought I brought them here in the bedroom, but I didn't because I still had the other pack that I had. Still had my red pack of cigars, and I smoked them all up. It don't take long, especially when I'm over here. Let's say I'm eating some cereal or something like that. Automatically, I'll pick up a cigar and start smoking it. I start smoking it. Shout out to the chat. Those cigars remind me of that movie, The Skeleton Key. The Skeleton Key. The Skeleton Key. That movie, The Skeleton Key. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to these YouTube streets. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, because I have to have something to smoke this morning. Yeah, I'm out of the reds. So you guys are going to come with me into the living room so I can get my other pack of cigars, the Cheyennes. I got the strawberry flavor. This time. I just love the flavored cigars. I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about. I don't know you know what I'm talking about. You've seen me smoke them before. You seen me do that before. Yeah. Hold on. These are what I'm talking about. Yeah. And you know how much they cost? $2.13. And as you can see, the name of this title of this video is Thinking. It's Thinking. And I see everything that's going on these YouTube streets. I see people arguing with Finchy, and I see people arguing with other people. I mean, and you see everything when you look at Anthony's channel or you look at Fat's channel and Thaddeus. Thaddeus just got back, and people already hating on Thaddeus. I think it's Finch Nietzsche that got something to say about Thaddeus coming back. You know, I've always liked Thaddeus. Thaddeus has always been nice to me. Thaddeus has always, been the type of dude that he don't really, he's very slow to anger. So, and I like seeing him on camera, especially after he smoked his weeds. Thaddeus is a something else. He is something else. Shout out to him. And then we got King Mafia. He's always laughing and joking. Shout out to him. And you got Fats TV. He's always doing stuff. So shout out to him. Shout out to these young men. Slim, he all right. Shout out to him. Real Rich, no. Real Rich had the nerve to be on camera yesterday with that fucking grandpa sweater. Real Rich was wearing a grandpa sweater. He reminded me, when he got on camera, he reminded me of T.Y. when T.Y. first got out of prison a couple of years ago. And T.Y. was trying to change his image a little bit. And I noticed he was wearing these grandpa-looking sweaters. Shout out to the grandpa sweaters. Shout out to the grandpa sweaters. What's up, Khadijah? Who that is? Hold on. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Khadijah, check to see which account that is that's right below you, because I can't read it. And let me know. But good morning to both of y'all. Please, peace and blessings. Who is this person? I can't read it. Can't read because my okay, shout out to you. Khadijah, good morning, Khadijah. Good morning to both of you, actually. Shout out to you. Khadijah. I don't know if you be seeing what be going on these YouTubes. But yesterday I saw Real Rich and he was wearing a grandpa sweater. Too bad this ain't StreamYards, because I would have dropped the link and you would have been able to come. You would have been able to come up and sit on the panel with me. Yeah, we got to get this stuff situated where you could come up. Because I know you wouldn't be shy to come up and hit the link. Because you used to do it before. You know what I mean? Word. I'm paying attention. Yeah. I'm not a troll. I just want to listen. Okay. Well, thank you. Welcome. Welcome over here to my channel. Karibu ni umbani kewangu. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my chat. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming over. Good morning to you, and thank you for visiting. Oh, it's very wonderful. How did you find this channel? May I ask that? Because I know I'm on vertical, so, anyone can find me. Shout out to the chat. Hey, Khadijah, what do you think about people celebrating Kwanzaa? Because when I was growing up, we didn't celebrate Kwanzaa. Well, of course, because the house I grew up in, of course, we wasn't going to celebrate no damn Kwanzaa. Anything that had any kind of African theme to it, they didn't celebrate. They didn't acknowledge it. They didn't celebrate it. They wanted us to be aware of certain things, but it was certain things they just didn't do. You know what I mean? Where I heard about it when I was going to school. I know it was started by some doctor dude. Wasn't that doctor dude convicted of abusing 2 women in his house? I'm not celebrating nothing like that. Where a doctor invented it. It's not that old, and he's guilty of assaulting women. I'm not participating in something like that. Even though it got a good concept, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. For real, for real. If it's attached to a dude that said, we should start this, and he was an abuser of women. They wanted to hide the truth. Says Khadijah, peace, blessings. I gotta be able to read this person's name. Hold on. Because my eyes are fucking blurry this morning. I don't know why they blurry. Hold on. Well, they're not bothering anything. Yeah, man. So I looked it up because I don't like to be ignorant of anything. I looked up the holiday of Kwanzaa, and I know some people celebrate it. They light the candles. So each day they light the candles, and there's certain Swahili phrases that they use, like unity and faith. And it's kind of interesting to me that someone that has a bad reputation with women would tell the whole world or tell the Black community, oh, we need to start this particular holiday to acknowledge us. You know what I mean? And they do it around Christmas. They do it every year. They've been doing it ever since it's been invented. It's not that old. The Swahili language is very old. It's very ancient. Shout out to that. Shout out to acknowledging that. You know what I mean? But some people, today is Sunday. Some people gonna go out to certain community centers, and they're gonna be celebrating Swahili. They're gonna be telling stories. It's gonna be music involved. It's gonna be a lot of things involved with the celebration of Kwanzaa. I don't blame people for wanting to acknowledge the ancestors, but the only thing I have a problem with is that we like, and this is unfortunate for our people, we like to follow people who has a reputation of being abusers. They have a reputation of being takers. You know what I mean? We got enough problems with the Christian religion. And I did a whole video yesterday talking about Christianity, the sins of the church. and how it affects us today and how nobody seems to acknowledge that. Even with Islam, we got a lot of shit going on with that. You know what I mean? Especially those Muslims that's in the Middle East. They got a lot of shit to answer to. You know what I mean? Word. Because they too was a part of the slave trade. The Jews, the Christians, the Muslims. The Muslims that are in the Middle East right now are practicing slavery. And I wonder what the Muslims over here think about that, especially Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. I never heard Elijah Muhammad give any speeches on it. I've never heard Malcolm X speak on it. You know what I mean? I never heard them speak on these things, and those things existed then. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. I agree with you, Arabia. Man, Islam is against oppression. The Arabs, on the other hand, acknowledge it. Nick is cool. Anyway, shout out to the chat. Yeah. That's the only thing I'm saying. Because I was thinking about that earlier, because before I went to bed last night, I was watching a celebration. Some people, they were celebrating, and someone videotaped it. It was another YouTuber. And they videotaped the celebration that was going on. And I was like, I wonder what's going on. And it said Kwanzaa celebration. So I did some research. And I found out that it was invented. This wasn't a practice that happened in this country a whole lot. You know what I mean? People didn't just he had to come up with the concept somewhere, but he made it popular. He made it popular. And the thing is, this dude, this doctor dude, and I seen pictures of him, nice looking dude, but still yet he got on his jacket that he held these two women captive, and he was physically abusing these women. You know, shout out to the chat. That's the only thing I can say to these men that go around mistreating women. You better tiptoe through the tulips. Tiptoe through the fucking garden when you mistreat a woman. And that's what, and that is what something that fucks with me. Cause I did some extra additional research about the Catholic Church and their sins. And they also was mistreating not only the world population of people, they were mistreating each other inside the church. And they was hiding behind the Bible, and they was hiding behind the name Jesus Christ. We're doing it in the name of the church. There was one particular story, and it was explaining what happens to some of the nuns that lived during the 1400s. During that time, what they would do to a certain amount of young women, impressionable women, women that came from poor families. And that's another thing. My thing is, if you poor and you don't have any fucking money, any real means of taking care of yourself, why would you turn around and bring life into the world? People don't fucking think. That's why the name of this title is Think. Khadijah says women and men abuse each other. No. Some of it might be true what you're saying, Khadijah, but I gotta strongly disagree. because it's too many women coming forward. And I'm talking about what they did in the Roman Catholic Church, Khadijah, to some of the nuns back during the 1400s, Khadijah. Because it's right there on my community wall. You see the picture of the nun and you see the title of that video and it said worse than a whore. Shout out to the chat. Oh, Lord. I'm reading the chat a little bit. Good morning, Mrs. V. Women, okay, Khadijah. We have Khadijah always. Khadijah, I don't mean no harm. Maybe you should have been. Maybe you are in the wrong line of work. You should have been an investigator for a law firm. Well, I know Khadijah reads as much as I do. She pays attention to the news as much as I do. But I just love current events as well. But I'm saying to myself, how did all this corruption start? Where is the gold? Where is the silver? Where is the diamonds? Why is people suffering so much in the world? Why did World War I and World War II start? Who started the Vietnam conflict? Who started that bullshit that happened in North Korea a couple of years ago with the war? And it all goes back to what I shared about yesterday. It all goes back. North, south, east, west. Shout out to the chat. Tiptoe through tulips. Tiptoe through the garden with me. Twendi Zetu. Kuja na mimi. Yeah. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to everyone in the chat. So I've done enough of my own talking. What do you guys want to talk about? Since we got enough people in the chat. What would you guys like to discuss? Because I did a whole segment, a whole video yesterday. I did the pictures, I did everything. Then I did my short videos. Yo, I be having mad fun on these YouTubes. And then yesterday I also shared some photos or some videos about Phyllis Hyman. Now that's my girl. Yeah, I don't know if everybody remember who Phyllis Hyman is. She died back in 1995, but before her death, she was a glamorous singer. She was a torch singer, an R&B singer. She loved jazz. She loved blues. She loved R&B. You know what I mean? She was the last of the ones that were doing the holdout of keeping the Black traditional music going. Shout out to the chat. Her people are Native American. Native American. We know what they did to the Native Americans in this country. They reclassified them as being Black, as being African American. But no, they are Native American. And Phyllis Hyman was one of the ones that were Native American. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. That woman knows she could sing. She was a singer. She was an actress. She was a model. She was beautiful. She was stunning. I absolutely miss her, man. I play her music every now and then. I sure do. I be in here playing, living living in confusion, living all alone. Meet me on the moon. Uh, don't want to change the world. When I say I be listening to Phyllis, I mean I used to go. I remember when you used to be able to buy CDs, the music on the CDs, and I would go to. I remember one time. This was around Christmas a couple of years ago when I was living in New York. I ordered them to stock and install the because I ordered it for my own personal use. And I said, well, I don't see Phyllis Hyman in here. So I filled out the forms and I ordered it. And when it came through, I got a bus. I took the A bus to Barnes and Nobles and I picked it up and I got back on the bus and I went home. And I remember making a phone call that afternoon. And then when the phone call ended, that's when I put in the Phyllis Hyman CD. And I put on my headphones and I just started vibing, yo. Yo, shout out to Phyllis Hyman. Rest in peace, baby girl. Damn. She's another one that killed herself. Well, she X'd herself out of here. Damn. It's always it's depressing. It's depressing when you think about it because she was so talented and so beautiful. And I remember she kept getting in these relationships that didn't work out. And I'm like saying to myself, what is wrong with these men in this world? What is their fucking problem? Are they all fags? You know what I mean? That's what I be thinking. When some of these men be arguing with Moonlight and Soulfly and Miss 504 and Sister T and Lonnie and all those other women, I be like wondering to myself, what the fuck is wrong with these fucking men? They must all be yags. That's my opinion. Shout out to the chat. That is Phyllis Hyman. Oh, Mrs. V, how do I feel about Nicki Minaj being canceled? I don't feel any kind of way about it because I didn't know that Nicki Minaj was a Republican or that she was a thinker or believer in the conservative Republican Party. But whatever she's doing it. I guess she's doing it so her boyfriend can get a pardon. Because you know the boyfriend, the man that she married, he's a pedophile. And she married him. And I guess she's trying to get him a pardon. And in the meantime, while she's celebrating Trump and acknowledging Trump, she lost like a lot of fans. She lost a lot of her fan base, but it really doesn't fucking matter because she already made the money she needed to make. She's a tether, you know, she's a hater, you know what I mean? But she's not the only one. She's not the only one. That's the only one that they got on the TV talking up for Donald Trump and the bullshit he's doing. and she's doing it to win favors. That's why she's doing it. She knows her rap career is over. She knows her acting career is over. Matter of fact, Nicki Minaj hasn't come out with an album in years. I believe that she retired from hip hop. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. And I'm gonna tell you something. She might be angry and embittered because she's not being acknowledged as the queen of hip hop or the queen of rap. But there was plenty of the women that came before Nicki Minaj who was better than Nicki Minaj, who actually set the tone for Nicki Minaj. But Nicki Minaj was the kind of person that didn't want to acknowledge those women. She didn't want to acknowledge them because she felt that they stayed within the guidelines or in the lane of where they was at. So she didn't respect them. You know what I mean? And she might be embittered and angry because people don't acknowledge her like the way she feel she should be acknowledged. Nicki Minaj is a very beautiful woman, physically, face-wise, but her soul, her spirit is very ugly. She's very arrogant. Her ego is largely inflated. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give her the warning. Once you are no longer performing anymore for the music industry or for Hollywood, you become a target, and she knows that. So she's trying to eliminate those possibilities, but she's gonna go down the same road as Marilyn Monroe, Michael Jackson, and Prince. You just wait when they don't need her anymore. Wait when they don't need her anymore. What happens to a cup in your house that you don't no longer use anymore? What happens towards the end of the year? What ends up in my house, if I'm not using it, it gets thrown away. It gets thrown away. If I didn't purchase it recently, it is thrown away. It's put in the trash. It's thrown away. It's taken to the dumpster, and it goes to the landfill. That's where it goes. And that's where a lot of these musicians and actresses and models and all that, that's where they go. Shout out to the chat. No, Khadijah, who never won a Grammy? I know Phyllis Hyman never won a Grammy. I don't think she did. Phyllis Hyman's just so beautiful, y'all. I still got her up while y'all talking. Oh, Lord. I can't believe people were hating on this. I can't believe people allowed this woman to take those pills and to destroy herself. I was 22 years old when I found out Phyllis Hyman had passed away. She took all those pills. Well, she was dealing with bipolar anyway, but still, come on, man. Come on, man. They tried to throw out a rumor that she had got together secretly with Patti LaBelle. I don't know if that's true or not. But let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. If it were me, if I was dating a woman like Patti Phyllis Hyman, child, I would have been by her side 24/7. It wouldn't have been you living in your place, I'm living in my place. Nah, we living together, baby girl. Yeah. This woman was beautiful. Absolutely. I can't understand it. That's why when Moonlight goes to certain platforms, shout out to Moonlight, when she goes to certain platforms, well, not certain platforms, when she go to certain stages and hit certain and the men be disrespecting Moonlight. I can't fucking believe that. There gotta be a bunch of yags that do that shit. How the hell is a man gonna fix his mouth when Moonlight comes up? How a man gonna fix his mouth and say, get out of here, and call her all kinds of derogatory names? Just he talking down to the poor child. Shout out Moonlight. Moonlight be kicking open them goddamn doors. She don't come up cursing. She says hello to everyone on the panel, and then Lord have mercy, if it's KB and them, oh Lord, they gonna drop the child. And the child be talking with sense. She be talking with sense and conviction, and they still drop her. And then they get up there and start clowning her. That's what let me know these men in the sector are yags, man. They yags. Looking at somebody like Moonlight? Shit, Moonlight is an asset. Shit, if I was one of those men, that's how I know these men are yags. If it were me, if I was one of those men on those panels, I wouldn't be disrespecting her. I'd be writing my number in the back chat. If I was a man, I would have been like, yo, let me holler at you. Shout out to the chat. Yo, let me get them digits. Shout out to the chat. Tiptoe through the tulips. That's how I would have been. These men on this platform are a bunch of yags. For real, for real. And I should know because I've been a part of the LGBTQ community for over 20 years. Shout out to the chat. Tiptoe through the garden. Yeah, the way they did her, Mrs. V, they did Nicki Minaj like the way they did Florence Ballard. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Huh? Barbosa, you would be yeah, man. If I was a man, Mrs. V, I don't mean no harm. I'm telling you, if I was a man, let's say I pretend for just 5 minutes that I'm a man. Close your eyes. I want everyone to close their eyes. Pretend that we're all on a link. Pretend that we're all Quamites. Pretend that Moonlight had just hit the link. KB has let her up. Pretend that Moonlight had camered up. She's talking. She might have on her glasses. She might not. She's looking good. Just listen. Listen to if you can hear her voice. She's talking. She's talking with convention, and she's talking with common sense, and she's talking in a calm manner. Now, if you was a man, wouldn't you try to holler at Moonlight? Shout out to the chat. Look at Moonlight's hands. Look at her skin. If you was a man, wouldn't you try to holler at the moon? Shout out to the chat. Ain't no way in the world I'm going to be a man on someone's platform and be cursing out a woman on this platform. That's how you know these men in this fucking sector are effeminate. I don't care if they got a beard. I don't care if they're wearing a mustache. I don't care if they got Timberlands on. I don't give a fuck if they got on a jean jacket. I don't care if they're fucking rocking leather for that day. If you are a man, ain't no way in the world you gonna get up there and disrespect a woman on this platform. A mother at that. When you disrespect someone's mother, you doing the worst thing. She's an active mother. She's a parent. She takes care of her child. She pays her bills. She's an asset. She's a help. And these men can't see it. I see the value of the women in this sector. I see them. I remember a while ago, someone said that I might be, the reason why a lot of men in the sector don't like me is because they feel intimidated or they feel like I'm in competition with them. I'm not in competition with them. I just see the fucking mistakes they're fucking making. Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Ain't no way in the world if I'm a man, I'm going to waste time arguing with a woman. And especially if she's on the panel with me. Oh no, I'm typically typing in that back chat. Let me holler at you. Let me holler at you with my phone number. Yeah. Let's keep this. And if she do, let's say I'm a man and she do step over those lines, yeah, ain't nobody gonna know. I mean, these men, they talk too fucking much. Because when something goes sour between you and the woman, and this has happened plenty of times in this fucking sector, all of a sudden, emails show up on the screen. All of a sudden, DMs show up. All of a sudden, text messages show up. That's fucking corny, man. And the men are guilty of doing it because I don't see the women doing it. And that's word is bond. Word. Hey, good morning, Red. Yeah, Red, there's professional slapper. Hi, okay. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, there's a Wrath. You didn't know that there's a content creator called Moonlight. She's a female content creator, a OG in this sector, and a lot of the men in this sector be disrespecting her. And I'm telling you something, when she does, when she comes, y'all watch that that account. The one that just came in, talking about professional slapper. Y'all watch that account. My moderators, get on it. Watch that account. Make sure it's not a troll account. I don't have trolls over here. Anyway, good morning to you. Anyway, just keep it cute in the chat. Yeah, Wrath, there is a content creator. I'm subscribed to her, been subscribed to her for a while. She's been on these YouTube streams for a while. Her name is Moonlight. And she's a good content creator. She's a woman. She's a mother. She just recently had a birthday. So, people be making fun of her age, making fun of her. People have doxed her. That sheriff channel, Clara Booker, the sheriff from Texas, that bitch over there, yeah, she doxed Moonlight. She put Moonlight's whole family up there, trying to destroy Moonlight. And none of these men in this fucking sector had anything to fucking say. And I think that's fucking disgusting. Shout out to the chat. And a lot of them are Kwamites. But those that are not Kwamites should have spoke up. You got a few that did speak up for Moonlight. There was a few that spoke up for Moonlight, and there are some that stayed silent. And I'm just saying, those men are yags that was going after her like that. They don't see her as being an asset to them or help to them. I'm telling you. Shout out to the chat. These men don't know how to play the cards they were dealt. And the cards they were dealt, they got a penis and they got balls and they got that deep voice. They should be able to talk to a woman with common sense and with love and respect, regardless of how because if she's howling and screaming and she's going off, there's a reason why that's her reaction, and these men don't take time, or maybe they are the cause, because a lot of times they start up with her first. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, they be starting the bullshit with Moonlight first. I'm saying it. I heard of her. Yeah, you heard of her, right, Rad? Yeah, that's right, Mrs. V. They be mistreating Moonlight over there. Only thing she be doing is hitting the links. She don't be bothering nobody. She'll sit in the chat, just like the way y'all sitting in the chat. She'll tippity type for a little while, and then she'll want to hit the link if the link is available, if the link is dropped. And she always goes up. She always like to go over there to KB and them, and she likes to ask questions. She likes to ask questions. Shout out to the chat. And I noticed that that's a repeat thing what they keep doing to certain women in the sector. They did that shit to brown skin lady. Shout out to brown skin lady. Disrespecting brown skin lady 24/7. Then they ended up doxing. KB ended up doxing brown skin lady a couple of years ago. Nobody talks about that. Nobody seems to remember that. I remember. I'm talking about it. Tiptoe through the tulips. Tiptoe through the garden. Shout out to the chat. Yes, Arabia Barbosa, the BT1000 is talking about it. Yes. Shout out to the chat. What's wrong with her age? Man, like, oh no, what it is, Rad, Moonlight recently had a birthday. She recently had a birthday. It was a couple of months ago. She was 59. Now she's a year older. I don't like to say a woman's age, but you know. But she said it the other day. She's 60 years old. That's my baby. Shout out to Moonlight. Oh, okay. You want to know why she constantly goes? Well, why do people constantly go to places they're disrespected? Because usually, Wrath, what's going on are people trying to get their lick back. They're trying to get their lick back. You know what I mean? You hit me, I hit you. And I hit you again, you hit me again. It's like that. You know, when people feel disrespected or, you know, they people have been doxxed, yeah, they feel anger and surprise and disappointment. And that's one of their ways of getting their lick back. You know what I mean? They want to bury the hatchet, so to speak, and they don't want, you know, certain things to go on any longer. So what they do, they repeatedly go over there. Or sometimes they just go over there just to let the person know, look, you didn't scare me. You didn't fuck with me as bad as you thought you did. I'm letting you know I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm knocking down this door. I'm going to hit the panel. I'm going to sit here and talk with common sense and conviction. Yes, I'm going to ask you questions and you don't want to answer. You just want to do whatever and drop me down. And that's what happens. It's a way of letting people know, yes, you're still here. They didn't do anything to harm or hurt you in such a way that they thought that they did. In other words, you letting them know, yeah, I'm still here, rocking out. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? You already did the worst to me. What more can you do? Shout out to the chat. Let me see some. Hold on. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. V. I don't know who that was. Somebody did something. But that's my moderator's job. You put them in timeout or you delete the message. Do not block anyone. Do not block anyone. Do not hide them from the channel. What you do, you just put them in timeout. If you're here being disrespectful, you time them out. Shout out to the chat. Tiptoe through the tulips when you walk over here in my chat, because my moderators will get you. We're not putting up with the foolishness that happens on other people's channels. You're not going to sit in here and be disrespectful towards me or towards my moderators or towards anyone in the chat. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to my moderators. Bless up. Oh, I see digital warfare. I could understand that now. Yup, that's what's going on Wrath. That's why that happens. Mrs. V, who did you Okay, Mrs. V, you'll let me know who that was in the chat trying to disturb the chat. Shout out to Mrs. V. I heard them calling people tart. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mrs. V. Thank you. All right. Shout out to you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And my homegirl Khadijah's in the chat too. Oh, she would have seen it. Oh Lord. Yeah, they must have got mad because I was giving Moonlight her props. I was giving Moonlight her flowers. Because I believe in giving people their flowers and their props before, anything unforeseeable can happen. Because you don't know how long people going to be here and stuff. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I might be talking to y'all right now, and at 20, 30 minutes later, I'm not here no more. You know what I mean? So I like to give people their props and their flowers while they're breathing. I don't have a whole lot of negative stuff to say about people, even Ro Rich, I'm still mad with him about what he did, how he handled that situation. I think that was kind of fucked up, Ro Rich. I'm never going to take up for you, and I'm never going to believe in you again, because that was some low life shit what he did. Anyway, let's go on. And let's talk about Soulfly. Soulfly the realist. She another one they be doing that too. Just disrespecting her and all this stuff. And she's a nice, sweet lady. She don't really be bothering nobody, but they fuck with Soulfly so bad now. They doxed her so many different ways. So Soulfly, decides she want to fight back, and so that's why she go over there. Shout out to Soulfly. Shout out to these women on the YouTubes. Brown skin. They started off with brown skin, then they did Moonlight, then they did Soulfly. Shout out to those 3 women. Shout out to the OG women in this sector. Shout out to them. Yes, yes, yes. The Cody person may be a troll. Yup. Thank you, Mrs. V. Yes. Shout out to you. Shout out to my moderators. Moderators, bless up. Bless up, moderators. Yeah, that's right. I know I picked me a good crew. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, YouTube is crazy business, especially if you're monetized. I feel sorry for a lot of these monetized channels because they be going live for 12 hours and they're only getting a little over $100 a live stream. They're getting $140, maybe $160 a live stream. So they got to make up their money by the super chats and the cash apps and the super stickers. That's how they make their money. Other than that, they're not going to really make no money. By the end of the month, if they didn't do enough live streams, if they didn't stay live long enough, they're not going to make any money. Shout out to the chat. So a lot of them got a good support team. They got good people that come over and be like, hey, let me look out because X, Y, and Z. Or if those YouTube creators got a business of their own and they're selling merch, that's another way to make money. Shout out to the chat. We got a young man on this app. His name is Make You Rich. Make You Rich. Now, he's a very good artist. He's a very good artist. And believe it or not, he does a lot of artwork for people in the sector. Shout out to him. Make You Rich. Shout out to him. He's a YouTuber on the YouTubes. He does a lot of artwork. And y'all need to go over there and see his artwork. He's very good. He'll do a picture for you. If you want something done, all you gotta do is cash app it. Yeah. Shout out to the chat. He's very good. He's very good. Shout out to the chat. That's right, on the paper chase. That's what the monetized YouTube creators do. I'm not monetized. I have never been monetized. But people do support the channel. They do support the channel by hitting my cash app. $ Arabia 914. Yeah, they do support the channel by hitting the cash app. Yeah, that's another way. That's one way. Another way is to view the channel. You can listen to the content or not. Another way is to share the video or the channel. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. But there's a lot of times I'll go live for a little while, but I mostly like to do the shorts. But I like to come over here and do the live videos. So that way my people can come in and they can talk to me. You know what I mean? Shout out to that. Yeah, Raz, you might be right. Over. Oh, Lord. I like the way you said it. I just closed my eyes for a minute and just was like, can I hear him saying that, yo? I tell you, shout out to the chat. Yo, shout out to my subscribers, my support team. Yo, shout out to my moderators. My moderators are the best. My moderators are the best in this whole wide sector. My moderators are the best. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to my YouTube creators. Say that a little more quieter. Vince the Sniper should be going live today. I don't know exactly. I think I don't want to say. I know I posted it on my community wall. I might have to do it again. But he's supposed to be going live today. Today is Sunday. And, he supports this channel. I support his channel. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. We've been doing that ever since we known each other. I used to be a moderator for Vince the Sniper. I shout him out. I thank him for the opportunity. And I thank him every time I hit his panel. And he supports this channel. He does. It's a few YouTube creators that actually support what I do and how I do. And a lot of them been knowing me for years and years. Wow. It's like very emotional for me to think about some of the support I do get. Yo, shout out to Jeff. Words can't express enough of my gratitude. So shout out to them. Yeah, making shorts and posting on my community wall seems more beneficial. Go live just to join the algorithm chase. Arabia, you're at an advantage with me because I don't know nobody in this sector. So I'm not biased. Laugh out loud. Rad, that's okay. Because you know what, Rad? I noticed that you come into my chat, right? You come into my chat, So you cool with me, so of course, like I'm gonna go, like you're subbed, right? You're subbed over here, right? I know that you have a channel, right? So I'm gonna go, I'm subbed over there, and I'm gonna support your channel. You know what I mean? Only thing I gotta do is find your channel and post it. Be like, yo, go over here and sub up to my man Wrath. He good. He a Capricorn. And you don't take no junk. So, of course you would know, who really rocking with you and stuff, You keep on posting on your wall, because you be catching people's attention because you be doing that zodiac stuff and you talk about the Capricorn. And a lot of people don't know what a Capricorn is, and you explain it to them. And your short videos are very good. And when I think about when you post, right, and you talk about the Capricorn, I think about Birdman a lot. I think about him, because he was a Capricorn. And, I start thinking, I'd be like, yo, Birdman used to say X, Y, and Z. I wonder why. Now that he's gone and I've had time to think about it, yeah. And I acknowledge it. You know what I mean? I acknowledge how he was a help, how he helped me out. And I, believe it or not, I use a lot of his advice, a lot of stuff that he used to tell me. And he used to be like, Ray, I need to tell you this. And, he would tell me, and he would be pointing out the situation. And even to this day, like when I go to certain stores, I hear his voice. When I go to certain places, I see him, I hear him. You know what I mean? I hear what he said. My memory is going. And sometimes I'll be thinking so hard on him. I be thinking so hard on him that I will actually be on a bus somewhere or I'll be walking somewhere and I swear to God, he ain't dead because I be seeing men walking around looking just like him. And I'd be like, yo, I know I'm tripping. I know I'm tripping. And I walk up to him. Be like, yo, what's up, man? What going on with you? And you know, they be like, oh, hi, little sis. All right, I'll see you later. And they start walking down the stairs. I said to myself, whoop, that's not Birdman. I be catching myself. There was one man that looked so much like Birdman. I chased the man for almost a block. He was walking. He didn't even know I was following him. Yeah, I'll be on him. But see, that's how you know you're still grieving. And the grieving process don't end when the person is buried. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. Hey, what's up, Slim Set? Slim Set is in the building. Who that is? Who that right behind you, Slim Set? I don't see who that is. Hold on. I am highly favored. Oh, highly favored, that's you. Highly favored. Shout out to highly favored. Good morning, highly favored. Slim Set, highly favored. Mrs. V, Wrath, and Khadijah. Good morning, everyone. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Erica Kurt. Erica Kurt, wasn't she married to that Kurt person that just died or something? I don't know. Slim said, who is that? Erica Kurt. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yeah, we having a good discussion. Yeah, man. The grieving process never ends just because the person got buried, they're gone, you know. You don't see them around. They're not calling you. No, you know what? Sometimes I'll okay, like I'm sitting here, right? And let's say I pick up my phone and I say, you know, I'm gonna call the number. I'll call Birdman number. I'll call his number. But you know what I remember about him the most? I remember this the most about him. When I used to work at the Walmart ticket, and he knew I would have to go to work that night, right? He knew I like to come in there early to get my cups of coffee and get something to eat, you know, fix my little sandwiches or get some fried chicken and stuff like that. He knew that. And he would call me around 8 o'clock, 8:30. And he'd be like, oh, I'm just calling to, you know, to say hello. And because I know you at work and stuff. And I'll see you like later on. Like if you can come by after you get off of work, it'd be really great. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. So I used to go to his house all the time. You know what I mean? Word. Shout out to Andre O.D. Kimball. He got it on his channel. Y'all can see Birdman's. I might pull it up myself and show y'all Birdman's nest, what his house looked like. Well, he used to live in a trailer, but he had moved out of that trailer and moved into a beautiful home in West Ashley. And the man wasn't there 2 months, and he had a slip and fall, and he never like fully recovered. Shout out to the chat. Good morning, Uncle L. Good morning, Uncle L. Good morning, Uncle L. Good morning, Uncle L. So we got Uncle L, highly favored, Khadijah, Wrath, Mrs. V, Slim Set, and Wrath. Yeah, we got it. We got everybody. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. Yeah, man. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I do roll call. Yeah, I'd like to acknowledge the people that's in my chat. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Shout out to my moderators. Bless up, moderators. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. So, yeah, the grieving process never ends just because the person had the wake and they had the funeral and they buried the person. The grieving process doesn't end. It depends on the situation. Some people will grieve. I remember Queen Victoria. Her husband had passed away. Queen Victoria stayed melancholy for years until the day she died. She tried to cheer herself up by doing different things, but she never fully recovered. Some people never get over their loved ones passing on. They can't believe, they're still in shock. I'm going to put it like that. Because death, believe it or not, is a surprise party for those of us that are still alive on the inside. Yeah, it's a surprise party. You walk in, surprise, and you feel, all those emotions that come into being surprised or being shocked or being dismayed or in disbelief. You know what I mean? Shout out to the chat. I know, I see him. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Yeah, I think it's like after 6 o'clock in the morning. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. It is Sunday morning. Shout out to you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for visiting with me this morning. I appreciate you. Habari za hasaburi. Karibu ni umbani kiwango. Twendi zetu. Kuja na mimi, kula chakula, miji baridi, kuvuta kiti, kaa chini, kumpumzika, unakaribishwa, marafiki yangu. Hey, shout out to the chat. That's my welcome song. That is my welcome song. That is my good morning song. Yeah, that's right, Rad. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Yeah, I'm still live, Slim Set. How long we been up here? Whoa. We've been here for an hour. Over an hour. We've been here. Yeah, I was just talking to them about Kwanzaa. We start off talking about Kwanzaa, and then we start talking about domestic violence, and then we started talking about the lives that happened yesterday, and then I started talking about Moonlight. The YouTube. She's my YouTube creator too. And she's been on the YouTube streets and how KB and them, KB and the Kwamites be trying to, play on her and disrespect her and, throw her up under the bus like 10 million times. So, yeah, I talked about that. Shout out to Moonlight. Shout out to Moonlight. Shout out to Brown Skin Lady. Shout out to Soulfly. Shout out to all the women in this sector that has gone against Kwame Brown and his Goonies, the Kwamites. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. And, that's basically it, Yeah, shout out to the chat. Yeah, man. So we're going to have I guess it's going to be a long weekend for some of us. I don't know. The weekend is almost over. Today is Sunday. So tomorrow will be Monday. Tomorrow, a lot of people will be going back to work. Some people don't go back to work until after the 6th. Depending on what kind of job you got, what kind of career you got. A lot of people on this app got careers. You know what I mean? They don't got regular jobs. Believe it or not, a lot of these people on this app got careers. They made career choices. A lot of them went to college. They got college degree education. Shout out to the chat. It's a lot of y'all that be working. I mean, y'all really be working. Y'all don't be on YouTubes all day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So shout out to the chat. I'm getting ready to end this video, but before I end it, I want to tell everyone good morning. Good morning. Shout out to you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for visiting with me, your homegirl, Arabia Bosa 914, Westchester County, New York, coming to you with another live video. The BT 1000, aka the Jeeper Creeper on this shit, aka Lucy the Vampire, aka the German Shepherd in the goddamn room. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my support team. Shout out to some of my YouTube creators. Shout out. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend. Be safe out there, driving these highways and byways. A lot of you are still spending time with your friends and family. Enjoy them while you can. Enjoy them while you can. All right. And everything that happens in life is usually a lesson with it. I've learned a lot living these last couple of years on the earth. I'll be 53 in March. So I'm 2 years short of getting certain benefits that are only allowed to those that are senior citizens. So I hope I can start, getting things for discount prices. I can't do it right now because, if they look at my ID, it would show I was born in 1973 and they'd be like, you're doing it too fast, Miss Arabia. You got to wait another 2 years in order to get these Social Security benefits. Not so much the paycheck, but, the discounts. Getting on the bus for $1, going to certain stores, getting things for discount prices. I no longer have to pay full price for anything, but I bet you I have to pay my taxes full price. I really need a miracle. I need a miracle. Enjoy my life. Oh, shout out to the chat. Yeah, we need to enjoy our lives over here. on these YouTube streets. Okay, everyone. Thank you for coming over. I'm out. Before I leave, though, I want to say rest in peace to the legendary, the iconic, the beautiful Phyllis Hyman. Rest in peace, Phyllis Hyman, the beautiful, the wonderful, the legendary, the icon. And she was from where? Philadelphia, PA. So shout out to Philadelphia, PA. The 215, shout out. I'm out, everyone. See y'all later. Thank you for coming over. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Peace. One. Y'all have an awesome day. Stay safe out there. Peace.